Hello everyone, we are live. Welcome to Let's Build. We are going to continue with the Titfield Thunderbolt build tonight. As you can hopefully see in front of you, the pieces are now getting quite close to being done. Obviously the thumbnail showed the dry assembly of the locomotive body. For those that were paying enough attention, the tie bar has been straightened. I did that not long after the picture was taken and I noticed it actually. It has been pointed out to me by several people who have seen that picture. You will also notice we have a new toy. My soldering iron sat on the workbench today. So, welcome one and all. I hope you are well. Let's get on with the build. So, yes. Harry will want to get straight on with the news. Okay. I was out at an exhibition yesterday, Harry. And there was a gentleman there who makes resin kits. So I'm sure you know very well. Things like Brighton J classes. And I bought a kit off him. It wasn't a J class. But he also had with him some very nearly finished masters for his next kits that he plans on having available in about a fortnight, in the form of two London, Tilbury and Southend Railway tank engines. One of them was class 65, I think the other one was a class 51. So it's a nice LTSR for you. Been waiting to tell you that ever since. Good evening, Red. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are well. You have got here right as we begin. Hello, Mr. Lancaster, sir. Good to have you here nice and early for a change. So, nice, Harry. Wallet's already dying. Good. I knew you would like that news. I saw them there and I knew I had to tell you. So he's at a show in 2 weeks' time. He hopes to have them ready and available before that show. And they were looking very, very close to being done. So, back to the Thunderbolt. I've been sat here for half an hour now, so I've read through the instructions yet again. That does not mean, in the slightest, that I remember where I am and what's next. I have fettled this slightly whilst we've been away to give us a nice free rolling chassis. It also drops in and out of the body much easier than it did before. God, I am falling behind on this chat already. This is good. I'm glad I have made your weekend even better, Harry. That to me sounds like you've had a good weekend already. That is excellent. I am glad to know that. I'm glad you enjoyed the conversation last week. Hopefully it shall be just as good this week, Red. I am very well, thank you, Christopher. It has been a very, very good weekend. Oh, you witnessed some sad things. I hope they weren't too upsetting. Would you care to divulge, Harry? Or not? Bearing in mind it is a PG stream, I hope they weren't that sad. Right. Files. That's what we want next. It's files. We want this file, because this is the one that works best. And I'm going to clean up this section first. As you can see, there is a lot of flash around the wheel arches. And And some wheels that just fall out. They've not done that at all week. That's not the file I want. This is the one I want. That was the same shape, but a rounded file. Terrier in captivity. That is not very nice at all. Cannot have terriers in captivity. Wonderful things that they are. And what terrier did you see in captivity? And why was it in captivity? Was it a real one? Was it a model? I'm glad you bought some bargains. I say, this show I was at yesterday was the Haywards Heath show, and it unfortunately did not come with many bargains that were suitable. I did, however, get a kit from Golden Arrow. Not a J-Class yet. These wheels go this way round. Yes, that does matter because we put a bearing in one side, which is essentially acting as an axle extension. Because two pushed it too far out, and the frames on their own were slightly too far apart for the K's axle. So that is those, made to look a lot nicer. I'm also going to use my rounded file, which I've already checked. Ooh, GWR. Ugh. Yeah. Is the right size. Focus, please. For the bottom of the chimney. Because I don't trust I believe my drills are slightly too big. Oh no, my drills are the same size, so I can drill down through this. I'm just going to drill by hand because it's too big for my hand drill. And it's already come off. There we go. I was expecting that already. Yes, Harry, I would say, you know, we don't need malicious GWR comments. Because, you know, we all want to have fun here. We want to enjoy ourselves. And there are people who are fans of the GWR. We don't want to upset them. We all want to have a nice time. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm glad the banhammer, the GWR banhammer, is 57XX shaped. Just like everything else the GWR had. 57XXs, 64XXs, castles, cities, halls. They were all very 57XX shaped. The only thing they had that wasn't was, of course, the Terriers, which they inherited from Christopher's favourite railway of all time, the Western Clevedon and Portishead Light Railway. So I'm hoping you can see drilling. although white metal such as this, I mean this will be lead based white metal, it is very soft. Yes, Red, I quite like the 14XX as well. When I was in my buy everything because it looks pretty phase, I did very nearly buy one, but they kept being more than I could afford, as that phase coincided with me being not exactly too well off. I do, however, have a 57XX and a 2721 pannier. I don't think a Brighton logo fitted in GWR's fleet too well. Terriers fit in everywhere. Everyone should have a terrier. As long as you leave 50 for me. Obviously. Clean up the flash on these parts. It's very light with the file and I'm moving it around with the shape of the funnel, chimney, even, so that now sits in much better that way round. Yes, it is handed. I bought two 14XXs, showing they had a not too positive end. Well, there's a lot of things you can do with a 14XX, even if it is just for the chassis. I just want to say now it's very, very warm here under these lights tonight. There will be a lot of generic black fizzy sugar-free liquid. No crisps for dinner though. Hydration is important, kids. Oh yes, if I'd have got a 14XX, it would have been done up as 1401 in movie condition, because that is clearly the best way of doing it. I'm just going to file these round a bit just to get the super glue off that is on there. I noticed earlier on that it hadn't taken too well. Didn't notice the back hadn't taken too well though. I think the surfaces are just need a bit of a file on them, rough them up a little bit. So that is what they will get. It's good how nothing just falls apart on me. Especially not something that's been sat around quite happily for a week and waits to fall apart live. Yeah, so I as you know, Red, I'm quite familiar with your fleet. I do enjoy them. Enjoy your layout as a whole, and I'm eagerly awaiting its return in that rather nice looking railway room you are going to have. That doesn't look right. I'm going to snap this one off as well if it will come off. Yes. And just give this the same treatment just to make sure we get a really good bond since the other two have come off. This is the one I just snapped off, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, run what you like. because what you like is the important part of it. I was looking at pictures of my old freelance layout the other day and realised just how much I miss it. It's very tempting to recreate that layout. Ooh. It was an 8x4 roundy. Still having trouble with that Garrett though. Yes. One day you'll get the Garrett done and it will be a fabulous day when you do, Red. Also planning for the KLR to have a 9F called Tom Hickerthrift in the near future. Hickerthrift even. Oh, very nice. I do like a 9F. I have 2, I think. I look forward to hearing the story behind the name. Or reading the story behind the name, as it were. Bending those tie bars again, I'll get told off if Stephen sees that. Tie bars are better in tension. Of course, the thing is, 9Fs are very underrated locos. Yeah, they are very underrated. It will look excellent in KLR livery. I mean, your railway's a bit small to justify one, but why let that stop you? Hello, Stephen. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Hope you are well. But look, straight-ish tie bars. So, how is everyone this evening? Do we have any projects on the go? How's the alcohol content of Stephen tonight? I think that's actually... Yeah, it's heritage. Norfolk can have one. And despite no performance. Yeah, exactly, Red. It can indeed. Sober, Stephen. I don't know. Because it's not a bank holiday, isn't it? Now that has felt like it's gone together much, much better. but the chassis doesn't seem as keen to slot in place. Oh no, it's gone in place there. That feels nice and free still. And then our home to Black Prince, of course, yes. Currently attacking Woodhead in a B12. Ooh, stream scenario, excellent. We'll look forward to that. Started scratch building those electric shunters. Excellent, Harry. Very, very good. You need to put more pictures on your Instagram so that I can see them. Hydration is important, kids. So now that those bits are done, I'm tempted to slide the motor on before actually starting to build the body proper, so that I know it fits round it. I'm moderating, now watching the GB ice hockey team play Canada. 3 minutes left and I'm moderating and building more demons. Excellent, Chris. Attempting to scratch build a man-in-mortal sidebar arrangement. Hello, Tom. That sounds interesting. Rather you than me. Exhibition day out all day Saturday on the new club layout at the Swallowfield show under our model club today, celebrating the mother-in-law's 80th. Ah, fair enough. Yes, I am quite exhibitioned out after all day at a show yesterday as well, Stephen. They are good fun though, really, aren't they? I was down at Haywards Heath. Well, I want that still. I was down at Haywards Heath yesterday with the Uckfield Club. Since that is my club, I can promote them on here. I'm the membership secretary. Wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't telling people to join. And we actually had 5 layouts on display at Haywards Heath. It was good fun. Still doing more Space Marines, some buildings for KLR V2. Oh, very nice, Red. Too small to 3D print and testing my eyesight to the limit, I bet. I'm alright so far, I haven't had to put my glasses on yet. The weld is still in standard definition. Let's try taking some of that off with the knife, just because there is that much flash there. This firebox is just flash, flash, flash. Ah, saviour of the universe. Can't say flash that many times without making a Queen reference. It is good to know everyone is nice and busy and modelling. That is what I like to see. Do those as well since they're out. I think that's everything filed down. Yeah, yes, Harry, 5 layouts, and that was just what our club had there. The show was excellent. I got some nice top-down shots of the 2 halls. I will stick them up on Instagram, because I know you follow me there. They'll be going on my Twitter and probably on RM Web at some point as well, but I'll stick them up on Instagram for you so you can see, and I'll stick ones up of the club's layouts that were there as well. No modelling this weekend. It's the season. Expo EM next weekend. Ray Alex meeting up with an old friend. Bob car riding. CPU. Oh, very nice, Stephen. I do like the season of exhibitions, etc. But I mean, honestly, I quite enjoy sitting here chatting to you lot and doing some modelling of an evening. It's a nice way to wind down the week, although I never sleep well afterwards. It's probably all the caffeine in this. Remember, kids, hydration really is important, and it really is that hot under my lights tonight. B12 is a beast, taking Woodhead in its stride. Excellent, glad to hear it, Alex. I cannot wait to see that. What night are you going to be streaming Train Simulator, Alex? Because we could direct some people over to your stream. Since they're here, I'm sure some of them would love to come and see some Train Simulator on your channel. Right, so next step is to fit the boiler and the firebox to the body. Oh good, I definitely didn't just snap that there again. This is where that sits. That is how that all sits. I mean, we'll pretend that's how that all sits. I've got a feeling what I have done. In fact, I know what I've done here that is wrong, that is making it not line up. Chinook and Princess Railway. Not the Canadian Pacific. I have fitted this buffer beam upside down. This is why nothing is lining up. So I'm going to try and prise this apart. And the body is going to line up better. Luckily, it is only super glue. Whoops. He says as one of the alignment pins for the buffer beam comes off. It's okay. These may be problems, but they are problems we can overcome. I'm going to file that down so that it's not sticking out. Also really want on KLR. So ripping apart the one I had. How would you give it? Me Wild Rover. Yes, your Wild Rover is a very good loco. I would also like a B12 at some point, but it's quite low down on the list of priorities. Good evening, Luke. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you this evening? You join us at a stream where things are going... Everything's going right. It's one of those streams where everything goes right, and that's why I've got loads of files and a body that is less complete than it was at the start of the stream. That sort of right. Not the right you're used to, the other right. People want to see it. Happy to do B12 overboard head on stream. Yes, do it, Alex. Plug away. These are things that will interest my viewers. Therefore, I do not have a problem with you plugging on my stream. I need to extend this gap I made. because now that I've realised I had put that upside down, it is wrong. Right, there's too much super glue still on there, so I'm going to file some of that off. Sometimes you get a B12. Yes, you should get a B12, Luke. Make more sense on your layout than, well, mine, for example, and I'd like one. Oh, interesting, Luke. Interesting. Oh, Harry, something else I was told by Chris of Golden Arrow Models whilst I was at his stall at the weekend. Because when he showed me the LTSR, I mentioned you, and I mentioned the fact that you'd been working on one of his J's. And he told me that actually the recommended chassis is no good. No one had told him, and no one has ever told him until very, very recently. One of the guys he works with a lot said, well, actually, the chassis you've picked for that kit is a bit naff and generally doesn't work very well. So they have discovered and are now recommending instead that you use the old Triang XO4 powered Hall chassis. Apparently that fits perfect and works really, really well. So when it comes to that point of your J class, you may want to bear that in mind. If you want a full detailed explanation as to why, drop him an email and he will be happy to explain all the issues they've had and how in fact that turns out to be the more appropriate chassis. Right, we are finally fitting together, I think. Just a tiny bit of roughing up on there. There we go. Now you see, whilst this is got to be set a certain way, the instructions don't show which way. I just saw my B12 nice having on. Oh, Alex. Too late, got the chassis chipped and modified. Fair enough, Harry. Fair enough. Yeah, there was a few reasons that he is no longer recommending that chassis, and reliability is one of them, so you have been warned. That fits much better. Golden Arrow Models do the Streamline B17. Yes, Luke, yes they do. He had that kit there yesterday. I did have a look at it. Not because I want one, just because it was interesting to have a look at whilst I was buying a loco from a good company. Oh, it was a Golden Arrow kit of a good railway company. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Golden Arrow kits, they are very nice. And that will be built on stream at some point in the future. I do have the appropriate chassis for it, but I want to make sure I'm happy with said chassis. Desperate time frame, the collection gets ever smaller. That's not good, Alex. I don't like to hear that. But you know when it. Thank you. Yes, I suppose. Thank you, Harry. I don't really want it to fail. But apparently it's happened to quite a few people, and he has since finding out gone back and asked people, oh, have you had this problem? And their response has always been, oh yeah, I just put it aside to fix at some point in the future, but no one thought to actually tell him there was a problem with the chassis. Do the D16 free. He didn't have one of them with him. Pass. Oh, Triang B12, very nice. 47606. I have 47606 stored away. I saw it today as my railway collection has only just gone away following some house renovations. D16 free, interesting, yeah. Bradley contain parts from the body shell. I love all Triang locos, I'm just going to go out and say that now. The mechanisms in them are great. The X04 motor lives forever. So I'm expecting to have some problems with getting the chassis in now that I've made these adjustments. No, it is fine. And it cures. See, the hole between the smoke box and the splasher is pretty much gone. Which makes me very happy. The wheels are sitting in a better location. Everything is looking better, basically. That makes me very happy. And the boiler, the boiler and firebox sit better as well. And I definitely didn't just pull it back off trying to straighten out the smoke box. That happened a few times before, actually. So I can't say I'm overly surprised. Shame Triang's Lord of the Isles didn't go well for me. They're still, I mean, the mechanisms in those, in the singles, aren't as good. The XT60 motor that they have isn't as good as the old X04 that most of the range had, but it's still a good motor. There's definitely work the singles could have to make them better, though. I have a Lord of the Isles, but I've stolen its trailing wheel for something. Oh, there we go. I stuck my fingers together. I think that's a first for stream. God, it is roasting under these lights. Hydration is even more important. Now that we know these are fitting better, I am going to glue these parts
Been playing UB12 from S-Stars, removing the reset drives before I sub wheels didn't look quite. I thought I saw a golden arrow did a D3 tank, but I can't see it on the website. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the stream. And golden arrow do a D3 kit. It is a recent addition to the range. It may be worth dropping Chris an email. He sold a lot of them yesterday at the Haywards Heath show because it was essentially the show loco, because back in the Brighton days Haywards Heath was the name carried by a D3. He probably does have some on eBay, but he charges more if you buy it through eBay. If you drop him an email, then he will take the eBay selling fees off. So it saves you a little bit of cash. As I said, he sold a lot. Yeah, I think he only had one left by the end of the show yesterday. They really did sell well. Singles really need magnesium steel rails to run sets fast. They moved down training wheels in it. Yes, they did, Stephen. They really did need that, which of course they don't get on modern track. There is some modifications you can do to make them run well, but it's just they'll never pull a massive load. Hello, Killian. Fashionably late as usual. It's your trademark again, Mr. Lancaster turned up on time. Hope you are well. Was planning to go to the show, was at the Bluebell all day. Fair enough. It was quite a good show. Yeah, it was quite a good show, Haywards Heath. I was there with my club, Uckfield. We had 5 layouts in attendance. It was great fun having 5 layouts I could play with all day. N, EM, double O, 2 double O's and an O. It was great. Put in an offer for the J class and he accepted. Now I know why. Yes, you do know why, Harry. I'm glad to see so many faces here. It is very nice to have good viewership. It really does mean a lot. As does the like button, folks. I'm told YouTube tell me I have to say that occasionally. So we are starting to look like a loco. A loco I am very, very happy with, I must add. There's a lot of boiler fittings here. And I'm thinking I should probably add some of these before putting the loco on, but I'm not sure any of them which ones would be suitable. The like button looks lonely. I can't be having that. Poor like button. These steps are looking rather bent as well. I should probably... Nah, I thought that might happen. Awesome, hurrah for Thunderbolt. Yes, hurrah for Thunderbolt. I am very, very
very happy with this kit. Those bits there that are bent, that will have been my fault. I will have bent those. That is not the kit's fault. You know, I knew before I started straightening them out that they were going to snap, but a couple of blobs of super glue will sort that. I've smashed it like Thunderbolt's tender. Brilliant, Killian. Thank you very much. Really, really does mean a lot to have you all here. It's amazing that you would all want to come and see me model and chat and hang out. I love it. So, thank you. Right. Blob of super glue. Now, I just want to say to everyone, you know, obviously when I was first pitching it, I was asked if it was going to be DCC. And I said I didn't know because it would be quite a challenging loco to DCC. And I was quite rightfully called up on that by some of you who said, but Gary, you tell us anything can be DCC'd. And you're quite right, I do tell people that quite often. So, we have a DCC chip here, and I have actually tested this DCC chip with the original K's motor. It does work, it does power it. Sorry, I glued my fingers together there and it quite hurt pulling them back apart. And there is space to fit the DCC chip. So this is going to be DCC, it is going to work, and it is going to be impressive. Thank you guys. Your comments are... I wish I could put into words how much it means to me. It's kind of, yeah, well, yeah. But it's true though, Red. Anything can be DCC'd. And I aim to keep that going. And you guys are pushing me to do that, and I love it. Actually. Just letting them dry a minute. Yes, one of them. What would be great would be a list of my catchphrases that you will pick up on. Because for those that haven't looked at my website, underneath the title, I've just added a little bit that says, get on with it then. Because I know that's a big one I say a lot. And I'm thinking of adding a few of those on and just have it randomly pop up a catchphrase of mine in that space. What's a cheap decoder I can use in my dad's gloss finish Flying Scotsman? Right, Harry, what you want to do is you want to head over to eBay and you want to search for Lace DCC, LAISDCC. These chips are surprisingly good quality and surprisingly cheap. This is their 8-pin one. They all come with everything attached properly. Now I've had to cut the end off that because it is all wired up properly as they come. They're all insulated. They are all fitted with cables for Stay Alives. They also sell really cheap Stay Alives, which I am tempted to get one for this because I think I will be able to get one in this tender as well, so I could even have this fitted with a stay alive, which I think will be excellent. Someone up for turning Gary's. Yes. Catchphrase bingo card. You're going with the O gauge, Christopher. Well, get on with it then. I want to see it done. If someone gives me a list of catchphrases, I will make a catchphrase bingo card and I will stick it up on the website for you to all download. That is not a problem. I think that's a great idea, Tom. So, this motor powers the rear wheels inside here. What I'm worried about is the chip blowing up. I've heard it happen. Some chips do blow. These Lace DCC ones are rated for up to 2 amps. You're not going to... I mean, if I can run this motor on one, you will not have a problem. As you can see, that wheel's become quite weak. This motor, on the other hand, hasn't. So that wheel will be getting some super glue on it when the motor is fitted properly. However, for right now, I want that in there so that we can check that it fits with the boiler on. Everything's better with a stay alive, Luke. So again, dry run of the motor. I still needs stuff adding to it, and why is this not lining up anymore? There we go. It is not easy to push this into place, but it does get there eventually. Yeah, that's okay, Harry. Always happy to recommend things. Right, so I'm glad I checked that, because actually that is much tighter than I would like. I'm not sure that is fitting properly. So we do in fact have a problem. And in fact I can see here, I'm hoping this is going to show up, we have some indents for the motor to sit in here. There is an outline that actually makes it run down much further inside the boiler than where it's actually indented. So it's not going to fit. That is why we test these things before diving in with the glue. Nearly at Sheffield, B12 done brilliantly. Definitely will do it on stream. Excellent, Alex. What night are you going to do it? Let everyone know so we can send them to see your stream. Let's get everyone tuning in to twitch.tv/AlexTheMole. Monday to Saturday, 9 o'clock.
At 9:30 now even, sorry. I will warn everyone that that is not a PG stream. This kit really makes test fitting super important. Yes, it does, but test fitting is always super important. Right, next Saturday, everyone. You hear that? Saturday night, 9:30. Twitch.tv/Alex the Mole. I will be there, and I would love to see you there too. Alex is a great streamer, streaming video games. I am there every night when I'm, other than Sundays, obviously, because we're all busy being here. Tagline for Kay's kits, yes. Yes, it is, Matt. But I started this kit knowing it was going to be like this. I was warned about it well in advance. I listened to all those warnings. I knew what to expect. Tends to be a little more PG on TS. A little more PG, but it depends on who you've got in the audience, because there may well be people there, Alex, who are quite interested in winding up your bot and seeing how far they can push it. Couldn't think who those people could be. Wouldn't be me, because I'm immune to your bot. But obviously I would never condone winding up the bot. Never, ever, ever. I really do hope it gets wound up when I break the rules and it tries to ban me, though. And realises it can't. Can't have that. Has Bob been taking a beating this week? Yes, it has. A well-deserved beating. There is a lot of material to remove in here. People who are old enough to know better. Well, I mean, are they really? Maybe they're old enough to know that we need to test these AIs to make sure they're not intelligent enough to try and take over the world. Maybe that's what they're old enough for. You know what would make this easier? That would. We know better, we just don't care.
Good how this is shaking all my walls. This is what I get for having temporary walls that are actually just bits of wood leaning up against the workbench. And then hanging my microphone from them. So we are slowly getting through and removing the material on the inside that will allow us to sit the boiler correctly over the motor. It's just that there is a lot of it. I'd like to take everyone's memory back to that's not got enough on it anymore. I'd like to take everyone back to week 1 of this build, where I said about the problems I had been warned about with this kit, and got the response of, oh, it doesn't look that bad. It is. It really, really is. Might have a crack at streaming from my new workstation once I'm in the new house and have good. Oh, that would be excellent, Red. I would love to see that. Please, please do. I'm telling you, it is great fun, this streaming lark. So I've sorted the camera wobble. I need to get something to dampen the noise of that vibrating though. You wouldn't believe this is just a temporary workbench, the amount of work I put into making sure everything works properly. Of course, once the house renovations are done, the workbench will have its own room, proper recording studio, and it's going to be great. Remember kids, hydration is important. Good evening, Linny. Welcome to the stream. How are you? You join us as we file away the inside of the boiler so that it fits over the motor that was designed for it. Do not be sorry, Linny, you're only an hour late, it's fine. Not safe for work. As I don't like to restrain myself, that's fine with me, Red. The only reason I like to keep my streams PG is because I am trying to teach people stuff on modelling, and I do know that, of course, if it's an educational stream, I'm trying to teach you things, we may well get children watching, and I just want it to be PG for their sake. I personally have no problem with the bad language. As anyone who knows me in real life could tell you. No, there's no way I can get a knife in there to cut this out. It's much better than it was. Much, much better. Both of those sets of steps have fallen back off. We'll put them over there for now. I'll be enjoying streaming more when things are back to normal here. Project Loco in mind already. I'm sure you will, Mr. Lancaster. As you know, I too am in the middle of house renovation. And it has been quite stressful this week. I actually, on Monday, the workbench got blocked up. I could not get to it because I needed to put the stuff somewhere, and that somewhere ended up being in front of the workbench because there was nowhere else available. I have only had access to the workbench again since about 4:30 today. People we find don't really hold back, but no, you don't, Alex. You do not hold back at all with the swearing, do you? But folks, you have said, well, you're at the right stream if you have sensitive ears, Stephen, because there's no swearing goes on in my stream. Sharp intakes of breath, yes. Me having to remind myself the stream is PG, yes. More than that, I also have had extremely dark, and let's say off-colour sense of humour. I am more than happy with that, Red. Do not worry about that. Oh, I have definitely joked about things I shouldn't in the past. There are many, many people who could say, oh yes, I met Gary online. He seemed like a lovely chap. Till I met him in person. Fantastically, mate, considering. Thank you, Lancaster. I hope you do get... Yeah, we all hope Christopher gets proper streaming again soon. As long as everyone behaves in it, Harry. How much of a cylinder is the boiler? 3/4. I'm actually designing one of my own at the minute. There you are. It is about that much. So it does vary. It just fits around the wheel arches in theory. But you do know there's already a 3D printed one of these, don't you, Killian? Linny has one. It's a very nice little 3D printed model. Tender drive. I chose to go with the K's one because white metal is heavy and I wanted it to be heavy. There's one Anglo-Saxon word I don't ever say, or at least I do know what word you're on about. I've said it plenty of times, I'm not going to deny that, and I do say it a lot. I have avoided it on your streams because, yeah, it's not one to say in any form of company, really. I don't think I've ever typed it, actually. Odd. I don't even get that far, Christopher. It is just, ow, it's a PG stream, ow, it's a PG stream. Remember, Gary, it's a PG stream, is my response. I do my, oh, okay. Sharp Stewart variant. Of course, Killian, you do know there were some of these in the southeast because they were used by the contractors that built the southeastern main line. The large Sampsons. Hydration is important. An informational message for all humans. 1 hour, 5 minutes later on at Sheffield. Excellent. Looking forward to the stream, Alex. Next Saturday, twitch.tv/AlexTheMole, where we will see you driving your B12 on Train Simulator. It will be great. And whilst you're over there, folks, make sure you do give Alex a follow on Twitch to be alerted of all his future streams. Yes, first engines in the SCR were sharpest too. Yes, they were. Of course, I could justify some of them for the Brighton if I did the early days as well, because they ended up, or either ended up or were already part of the pool that the Brighton, the Southeastern and the London, Chatham and Dover had, where all their engines were shared for quite some time. It's weird to think of all those three companies cooperating. Oh, excellent, an SER 222. I would have to have one if you do that, Killian. Cannot wait for you to have access to a proper 3D printer again so that we can discuss kits. And Sunlight and Water, you're basically a houseplant with more complicated emotions. I don't need no sunlight, Linny. I have LBSC oil lamps. If you have one of those, you don't need sunlight. Pride of Train didn't. We're getting very close to fitting. Very close to fitting. Problem is, this white metal gunks up my files and it's almost impossible to get back out. Okay, it's not oil light anymore, it's got a load of LEDs in it, but that's not the point. Look at how much it lights up. I mean, you can see its reflection somewhere around here. Yeah, that's it. I'm impressed I did that without looking at the screen. There were two more on eBay that ended yesterday, but they went for a little more than what I paid for mine and I couldn't afford them. I was so very, very, very tempted. I did want them. but then and the show I wouldn't have been able to afford it. Early Brighton. Oh yes, I would love a Jenny Lind, Stephen. But I don't believe Chris Cox has all the stuff for his kit of it anymore. Otherwise I would have one. I have spoke to him about it in the past, and I believe his response was basically he physically can't actually make the kit anymore. Well, I did acquire something nice at the show. It's away in the kit cupboard, or the kit drawer now, Linny. The nice thing I acquired, it came from Golden Arrow. It was not his Brighton J class, it was related to the show was in Haywards Heath. That is your clue as to what I acquired from Mr. Golden Arrow. Jenny Lind, I literally just type in my other friend Chris Cox did one. Yes, Chris Cox did do a Jenny Lind, but as I say, I don't think he has all the stuff to actually make the kit anymore, unfortunately. And as he, or at least the last time I spoke to him, did have, I believe still does have a proper job, and he's got a family, he can't put in too much time investment into developing new stuff, which is totally understandable. Is it a D3 by any chance? Oh, I couldn't say, Linny. Couldn't say. Need to make sure my M7 chassis is good. Otherwise I'll have to get a new one. Oh, that would be excellent, Killian. That would be absolutely excellent. It's quite a high priority on my list if it did appear, actually. I have a feeling we are there. Let me know how it goes as a kit. Got a spare in. So I will let you know how it goes. Well, Linny, what you'll have to do is tune into my streams on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock. Oak Hill Model Railway on YouTube. Eventually I'll hit like that 100 subscribers and I'll be able to get a custom URL. It'll be wonderful, that. And you will get to see me build it at some point. I'm not saying when, because I don't know when. You'll just have to tune in every week until then. You're going to have to rejoin RM Web, Alex, so you can message people. Or, I mean, if you message me on Twitter, Alex, I can always pass the message on to Killian, if you would like. I just said I think we're there, didn't I? And now I'm doing some more. I even took it all apart so I could just sort out where the firebox sits. Just in time to should probably be going to sleep. Have work in the morning. Need to be up at 6 night. Good night, Red. Thank you for coming along. It has been great to have you here. And I do hope to see you again soon. Sleep well. Oh, never. Yes, I know you're not, Alex. It was a joke. Good evening, James. How are you? Good to have you here. There's a little bit of stuff just caught up the top here that we're going to get rid of. You've just caught us as we're dry fitting everything and having to file a lot of the inside of the boiler out. The first part of the kit I don't feel I've been lucky on. But we are there. The boiler is finally sitting down properly. I'll join Twitter. You should join Twitter, Killian. It is my favourite social media platform. Twitter.com/Oak Hill Model Railway. Links in the description. You could give it a click and give me a follow there whilst you're hitting that like button, folks. Feed my ego. No, seriously, as I explained earlier, it really does mean a lot to have you all here, to have you all active in chat, the likes, everything. It really does mean a lot. I'm rather humbled by it all. You guys are awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you, James. It is looking splendidly Victorian, isn't it? I love it. So we should have to go PM Chris Cox. Okay, please do, Killian. I would love to hear that he can still produce the Jenny Lind kit. But, you know, the fact that... Feed your ego. Does your ego like cake? No, my ego likes views, chats, and likes and subscribes. And follows on Twitter. That's what my ego likes. It loves it. I'll also have to leave. Got far too much to do tomorrow. See you later. Good night, Tom. Thank you for coming. Really does mean a lot. I can't say it too much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Good night. Sleep well. Harry, I might have to join Twitter too. Yes, Harry, join Twitter. Come and join us Twitterers. I do post a lot more there than I do on Instagram, but that's only because I basically don't post on Instagram. I don't actually post a lot on Twitter at the moment. My social media is basically completely dead for several reasons at the moment, other than promoting this stream. But it will, once everything comes back, Twitter will be my primary way of communicating non-stream stuff. I'm on Twitter 2 times over, in fact. Yes, you are, Christopher. Maybe that should be your new name. Twitter 2 times. I only have the one account there. Conveniently, it's named after the Oak Hill Model Railway, so I didn't need to set up another one for the stream. But whilst I'm saying that fits, I've just noticed something.
That front wheel's a lot lower down than the back one. Well, you've sold me to Twitter. Good, Harry. Join Twitter and then go follow me on it. My ego requests it. My ego needs it. So, yeah. Now that that wheel's in the right place, it doesn't fit quite so well. Yeah, you're right, Alex. Twitter is much better. You're going to have to come off again, Firebox. There we go. This Poundland Superglue is stronger than you'd expect. But yeah, Facebook want way too much information. They have all of mine, but it's very, very old. I never post on Facebook. I never press like on Facebook. And my picture is nearly 10 years old. For me, Facebook is a means to chat with people who are not on other forms of social media, or who prefer to use Facebook, because, you know, there are some of them out there. But it is nothing more than a messaging app for me, really. You will not find me being an active participant of Facebook, even if I do kind of admin a group on there. I find Facebook, yeah, it's not awkward to use, I just don't like it. And the more I know about Mark Zuckerberg, the less I like it. So I'm thinking what I need is some rubber strip between the workbench and that end bit of wall, just to dampen down the banging noise if I'm doing stuff like this. Has anyone here built high-level Wi-Fi or no? Nope, never. Luke, I have not actually built anything from high level. There is things I want to build from high level. And I do actually need to place an order with high level for some motors and gearboxes soon. So it depends on how my credit card's feeling. Maybe I will get a kit as well. My file has been very busy this evening. Because K's. There are some sections in here, James, that are supposed to be recessed in to fit round the motor, which is great. I could see the edge of these sections, and some parts of them were recessed in, but when this has been formed, that the machine doing the forming, the moulds have leaked, and so those sections were almost completely full of white metal rather than recessed in. So I'm having to take that all out, which is proving quite awkward to do, because of course it's somewhere that's really, really awkward to get to. Hello Killian, welcome back. Hey ho, my bedtime tea line. Good night Stephen, thank you for coming. Has been great having you here. Really do appreciate it. Sleep well.
Still wish High Level had done both Nielsen box tanks rather than just the less boxy one. You've got your box tank, Alex. Some really nice person built it for you and may have added some extra bits in and not told you. Can't imagine who would have done that. You'll also get £40 from me at some point. Well, yes, I will, Luke. I will get £40 from you at some point. I'm actually, the big thing I'm waiting on at the moment is a refund from my old energy supplier. They owe me about £200. So when that comes through, it will be kit buying time. Wow, that's not even gone on nearly straight. Come back, chassis. I don't want you to fall out. The added bits were the added bits were awesome. I loved making that for you, dude. It was great. And the fact I managed to keep it a secret, I was... Yeah, so many times I wanted to tell you. It's like, no, don't tell him, don't say anything, let him open it and find out. And I'm so glad I did. For those that don't know, Alex was going through a bit of a rough period. Loves box tanks, so I said I'd make him a model of one. And I made a whole little diorama for him without saying anything. So he got the box in the post one day, knew it was from me, he expected it to just be a box tank, and it was this whole little diorama built just specially for him. And there we go, he welled up good and proper when he opened the box, and that's why I do this stuff. I do this stuff to make people happy. I live to make people happy. I believe Homer Simpson once did a sarcastic thing about that once. If you want to sit and do that in your head. I can't remember it well enough to do it for you. Lost for words doesn't quite cover it. Good. It is in the 2018 Cake Box Challenge section on RM Web, with some small details of the backstory. I think I let Alex name himself on there. Making us, at least me, very happy. Good. Glad to hear it. Killing happy. What's that? It's a song by someone. No, I can't remember his name. Want you to clap along though. And something about being a room without a roof, which I keep trying to explain. It's just 4 walls. That's the one, Killian, in a gumdrop house on Lollipop Lane. That is exactly the quote. In a gumdrop house on Lollipop.
Mr. Host, on thoughts, I would appreciate your input on this loco idea. I'll make sure to put the photos of it on Twitter. There are photos of Scarlowy Arrives on my Twitter. However, it's, back when you got it, I did that tweet, so finding them would be an issue. So a nice new fresh tweet would be great. I'll message you on Twitter after the stream. Message me now. It's not going to interrupt the stream. The phone can't hear you. Can't remember if it was this or my old account I posted them on. I think it was your old account. In fact, I know it was your old account because I did recently go back through my Twitter and it's your old account that's tagged in them. Oh no, I've gone all the way through the side. That is how thin I'm having to make this. There's some repair work needed there. Yeah, that little diorama, it was amazing to make. Scarlowy Arrives is its name, everyone. Do, please, check it out. Go find the Maniacal Mole on Twitter, because he will post links. Twitter.com/maniacal_mole. No, I'm not going to tell you how to spell that. Whilst you're there, you give him a follow and you will see when he posts these pictures of Scarlowy Arrives. So yeah, we have filed so far that we have come through the side. So that is going to need some repair work. That is fine, bit of filler. But I'll tell you what, I'm finally happy to stick it together. I don't think we're getting any better than that. I can't carry on once I've gone through the side. I love the fact that you know my Twitter handle quick as I can remember what it is. I do know your Twitter handle. Yeah. I don't know why I know your Twitter handle. But I do. I can't spell your Twitter handle. It is fine having that hole in the side though, guys. Do not worry about it. I certainly won't. It'll be a nice, easy fix. Body's on, all 6 wheels are on the ground. That'll do me. Maniacal, I think, yeah, that looks right to me. Maniacal_mole. So everyone, there's how you spell Alex's Twitter. It's twitter.com/maniacal_mole, as he's put it in chat there. Check him out. Give him a follow. And look forward to seeing Scarlowy arrive. Should warn you all, for those who are of a more serious railway persuasion, I do have some Thomas the Tank Engine tweets lined up, ready to go in the future. I'll point out now that I personally am not a fan of the show. But it does
get a large audience on Twitter, especially on my Twitter. I will put out a tweet about this, I'll get a couple of hundred views. If I put one out with something Thomas related in it, I'll get a few thousand views. So every so often I do it just to try and build up some more followers, to be honest. My ego likes it. Hydration, kids. It's important. That's 2 glasses of that I've had now, James, if you want to jump in with something about 10 packs of crisps. You're more than welcome to. Just heard it come through to you, sir. Fair enough. I wish my phone wouldn't hear it. I don't hear my phone go off because I've got the microphone plugged in to it. So it doesn't bother me. You can hear it as much as you want. Right. That's stuck together now. Oh yes, I admire the Reverend. He was a great man. He did a great thing for railways and for railway modelling. Generations of kids are interested in trains because of him. As a kid, I loved it. I would still be doing this if it wasn't for that, though, because it wasn't him that got me into... was not the Reverend or Thomas that made me get into railway modelling. However, yes, what he's done is amazing. I have, in fact, written a few talking train stories revolving around the engines of Oak Hill. In fact, that was the name I gave the series, was The Engines of Oak Hill. There is a possibility that will still happen at some point, and they will be 5-10 minute long videos that will go up on my channel. Buzzes, look forward to your Thomas tweets. There's not many of them, just a few. Because of course, being the Brighton, I have E2s. I do have a model of the Fat Controller in 00. Some of my Engage stuff is very Thomas related. My narrow gauge stuff is Thomas related. Yeah, there's a lot of Thomas related stuff I've got, but it's not Thomas related to me. But I do advertise it as such to get followers. And again, as I said, I have written some stories, but a couple of my stories have been compared to being very Audrey-esque, which I find quite scary. But I'm happy to be known as that. Found it, Scarlo Rise on this account just from when I had a different handle. I'll retweet them. Oh, fair enough, if it is that account. That's awesome. That's weird that it doesn't link through to you and note that your account name changed. You think it would still link to you, but obviously Twitter can't handle accounts changing names. That's just... there we... yeah. No, I can't put it in upside down because I checked with... no, I haven't. I checked before putting the motor in. That's better. The Thunderbolt is here, people. You have engaged. I do engage with Club Luke, you know this, so I do have a couple of bits. You're never going to see them unless you see me at a show. And of course, yeah, the club engage layout is for children, with lots of children operating. This little railway, top left-hand corner of Wales that started it for me. Yeah, yeah. Well, I figured it was after our chat the other day. If your stories are comparable to reference, they must be. You know what, Harry? I still find it astounding that people have said that my stories are Audrey-esque. I never expected that sort of feedback, and it really did knock me some for that. I actually planned on launching that series on my YouTube last year, but a lot of personal circumstances got in the way that prevented it. So it may come back, it may not. Ooh. So what would be a motor mount has taken quite some damage there, being fitted into the body. Now that one, to me, that's actually useless to me, that motor mount. So I've got no issue with it just coming off. Because the only place to mount this one is at the bottom here, rather than that top one doesn't do anything. So we're going to take that off, and that might make it fit a little better. It's too soon. SVR was really young that got me hooked. Yeah, that's fair enough, Alex. I like engage. Find it very engaging. Very good, James. Well done. I'd love to hear them either way. Well, I will either actually film them or I will release the scripts, Harry. How's that? Pretty much exactly a year ago, got the diorama around the 8th of May. That's awesome, Alex. That's wow. Yeah. Fun fact, everyone, who when you see the pictures, I'd like you to when you look at the pictures, and Alex, when you look at the diorama itself, I'd like you to bear in mind that I built the diorama in about 2 days whilst building the loco. Yeah, that feels good in there. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's move on. We're actually going to get some new parts out. And I mean, there's not many of them left. It's just those few sprues. We need some fittings for the boiler. Okay, they are different, right. So that one goes there, yeah, that's fine. That one goes there, brilliant. But I've got like 3 sets of these things. Ah, that other one goes at the front, okay. I see. It's amazing. You know what, Alex? It was because it was for you. I sat down at this workbench and got on with it. I don't think I had long had the workbench back up from being down over the Christmas period when I actually built it. And of course everything that happened following Christmas last year, which you know about. And you know, you had been there for me through what was a very hard time, and I wanted to be there for you. And I'm glad that I was. You're not supposed to stay in there. So this one just doesn't look right as that one going there, but it has to be that one. But it looks so much bigger than the it on the instructions. It's a great time for either. No, it was not a great time for either of us. It was awesome having you there to listen though, dude. It certainly helped me. We supported each other. So this goes in here, with the top of it filling this little space in the middle of the boiler. There's then one for here and one for at the front of the smoke box as well. There's no need to get emotional, dude. Honest, there isn't. That's close enough for me. It's not quite straight because, you know, this is a K's kit. Things don't quite line up properly. But I am trying to build the kit as pure as I can. So I'm just going to put some super glue out and I'm going to get it round with a pin. And it's in. Now the boiler won't fall over on that side. So we've got two more of those to do for this side. Bye. Hi again. Don't run off. That bit can go. Yeah, the kit's doing its best to annoy me. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the support of everyone here. The comments I get on here from chat, from you guys, it really does mean a lot. I know I've said that a lot today, but it does. So you fit when I first put you in, but once I've put glue on, you're just like, no, I'm not going to fit anymore. It's really helpful. So now we have the one on the side of the firebox. See, bit weird I polished my exhaust heat shield earlier. I've told you, Luke, this is a PG stream. Yet, even the ones about crisps, James. Coming here, making jokes, having fun. This is what it's all about. And on that note, hydration is important, kids. Came out a treat. Seriously, Luke, PG stream. But yes, it is weird. Anyway, Luke, very, very, very weird. I've never polished, or for that matter, cleaned anything to do with any of the cars or other vehicles I have owned. Thank you guys, it is really, really, really appreciated. So this last one looks to be slightly too big for the hole for it to sit in place. For the reminder. That's okay. You're obviously the kid I'm talking to when I say these things, Christopher. Yes, Luke, I knew what you meant. Everyone knew what you meant the whole time. It's called joking. Because you see, in PG, you're allowed to imply these things occasionally, as you will notice on a lot of kids' shows. Also did my engine mount on it. Why, Luke? Why are you polishing under the bonnet? Do you often drive along with your bonnet open for people to look at all these things and say, "Oh, hasn't he got a shiny engine?" Because I'll tell you what, I don't. So there we go, I just filed a little flat in the edge. And now it sits in there around its mounting really nicely. That's mounting, not mounting. I know how it sounded, I heard it as well. I may or may not have done my door shuts. Luke, seriously. I mean, yes, people are going to see the door shuts a bit more often than under your bonnet. No one has ever polished the underside of their bonnet before, Luke. That's it, you've gone too far. So now if I take this side panel and balance it here, I've got an engine. There's actually still another bit to stick on here that I haven't done yet. What you need to do, Luke, is get a hobby. I can really, really strongly recommend you one if you want. It's called railway modelling. It'll keep you away from polishing your car, and it will make you just as popular with the ladies as polishing your car. I speak from personal experience, of course. So now we have to do the same with the other side. You have a hobby. Yeah, see, there's your problem, Luke. Multiple hobbies. No one has time for multiple hobbies. What you need to do is railway modelling. And only railway modelling. Because no other hobby is as good as railway modelling. No, can't get good enough grip on them even. Just have to... Like, last time he's going to go on those. Spending too much time polishing things and there's a heart attack. Yeah. Oh God, Alex, he's gone. He's gone. You see, Luke, here's the difference between you and me. You don't like rain because it leaves watermarks on your car. I like rain because it washes my van. Well, you know, that or Dave. Dave the dog's body, who will never again tell me he has nothing to do at work. I remember being dragged to Ford Fest as a moral support. Does it run as well as it? Oh no, it doesn't run. To ask what, yeah. What I agree. What is the point? What a car does is it gets you from where you are to where you want to be. Physically speaking, it doesn't like make you rich or anything, or a great modeller. Because, you know, if cars made you a great modeller, I'd be the best the amount of them I've had. Yeah, board employees do make the best odd job men. But as I said when it happened, you know, the point of me making him do other things because, oh, there's nothing to do. Well, in that case, you can do this. I always find people something really tedious and nasty to do because it will stop them coming and telling me they've got nothing to do. They will instead find something to do. I was the same when I had the shop. The people in the shop, oh, there's nothing to do. After a couple of weeks, they learn, and if there was nothing in, if there's no customers in, they would polish the windows, mop the floors, etc. I was looking at a Series 3 on eBay the other... A Series 3 what, Luke? Like a Thomas the Tank Engine box set? That's not going to go down there at all.
So what we're going to do here is, instead of trying to make it fit, we're going to cut it off completely. I see. I don't want to make my employees do the boring, horrible jobs. But at the same time, someone's got to do them, and I'm paying them, so... You know, I hate to be that boss, but I've got better things to do than wash my van. Especially to the degree I got Dave to do it the other day. That's still not going to fit. It's very close. Series 3 Land Rover that hadn't moved since 2003. I think you'd be better off with the Series 3 of Thomas the Tank Engine DVD, actually, Luke. Land Rovers are rustier than my Transits. And let's be honest, other than my Transits are apparently quite rusty. Wait till the regular driver of that one gets in on Monday. Yay, it fits. Let's get some glue on it. We have all of them on this side as well. Yay. There's a big part. Oh, I see where that goes now. Restoring a Land Rover sounds fun. It's not, Luke. That's all I'm going to say on the matter is it's not. I know people with Land Rovers. I have a friend with a Series 2 Land Rover. It is not fun. Right, so... I don't want to do that yet, actually. Those are done with. So on this, actually we might do that next, because then we could use the whole of these sprues rather than taking a couple bits off them and losing them. That makes sense. Something I say has to occasionally. Thank you guys, very much appreciated. Oh, no. Oh, so close. I thought it was actually going to fit there, but no. I was just getting ready to say, oh look, what a surprise, it doesn't fit, when it started to fall in place, and I all of a sudden thought it was actually going to fit.
That was silly of me to think that, wasn't it? Now it fits, but I've put it in the wrong way. And I'm going to have to put glue on this and then push it in because I'm not going to get... You envy my friend very much. Well, Luke, imagine how much you'd envy them when I told you he actually has 2 of the things. Yep, it definitely shows it this way round, whistle at the back. No, 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 no. The firebox has a top. There's 2 whistles in here. It's only meant to have 1. I know it's only meant to have 1. But there's 2. Oh well, it's a spare one for when I lose the first one. I approve of things fitting. I wish they'd do it more often, James. Only older vehicles that I could drive on the road myself that I'd like to own AC mat. Very nice. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, or in fact, one of those guys at all. But I did used to own a classic sports car. And good fun it was too. Matador of Air Force spec, of course. Well, yes. Yeah, a spare whistle is a great part because it's so small. But this is a sprue of 3. Come on. It had 2 whistles on it and a blank arm. But there we go. Everything else that's had duplicates has had a full duplicate sprue. I think the reason so many of these kits are still wrapped up in their original packaging is because they're so blooming hard to get out of their original packaging. I can't see any other reason for it. And there's the safety valve split. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Let's trim that to its correct length. I can just see the line there. Perhaps the carpet monster like... I don't have carpet though. Dip that in the super glue. And stick it back in place. We'll leave that to dry whilst we sort the other parts. Thankfully I managed to overpower the carpet monster once and for all. Yeah, so I've got laminate. No carpet monsters here. It's just I laid the laminate myself, so it's full of holes and stuff that things fall down. Remember kids, hydration is important. And so is smashing that like button, that's really important. And that looks like that is how far that wants me to stick it out. But I don't remember that bit. Rubber floor. There might be, I'm guessing from how that's fit, that bit wants to come off. Yes, that looks good. But I don't know what this bit is. Did I tell you guys about the time my brother wrote rude things on my car? No, and I'm going to remind you, Luke, that my stream is PG. I don't like rude things written on cars on my stream. Ten demonette bodies on their bases at last. Well done, Christopher. Well done. And keep drinking. It is important. Preferably not alcohol when you're modelling, but sometimes alcohol when you're modelling. Right, so the only thing left on this sprue is the buffers. I was reminded about these on the tender after week 1. Right at the end of the stream. And I honestly had forgotten about them. But I'm going to pretend, and we're all going to pretend, that I did it on purpose. Because I was waiting until I was using the rest of the sprue. Because if we all pretend really hard together, then I won't look like I just constantly forget to add things to locos. Would you believe? They don't fit. I know, he thought it was quite funny. I didn't. Won't go into what was written in case there are children watching. No, you won't go into what's written because I've told you not to, Luke. This is a PG stream. You do not even need to bring it up. Things like that can be saved for private messages. Now it fits in the hole. Why no alcohol whilst modelling? Nothing could possibly go wrong. I mean, as long as it doesn't go as badly as when I eBay with alcohol, it'll be fine. Because I've done some horrendous things with eBay and alcohol before, Luke. I mean, once, you're not even going to believe this, I'd had a couple of drinks and I bought the Flying Scotsman. I really have no idea why. Put a bid on it with a few days left. I remember getting up the next morning, seeing that I'd put a bid on that and spending the next 3 days wishing someone would outbid me. And they didn't. You never want to make mistakes like that. PG stream with repeated hydration breaks. Are you sponsored by a tea company? If I was sponsored by a tea company, then I'd say the last bit of their name as well. Plus, I mean, they wouldn't hire me anymore. They got rid of the gorilla things ages ago. Well, I suppose I'm short enough to be one of their little know-me things. Yeah, I know, Alex, the shame of buying the Scotsman. It's okay though, because I cut it up and turned it into remembrance, so it's not all bad. I can't believe that doesn't fit. There's barely anything there. There we go, now it fits. There it is. I have to lean over to see where the glue is, because there's so much dry glue there now. I just have to look for the shiny bit. Buffers! Some great tips to be had here indeed. Remember kids, hydration is important. Turned an A3 into an L, that is one serious... Oh, I did! I turned an A3 into an L. It was one hell of an RTR hack. I loved every minute of it. It was amazing, James. I need some more glue, but I need to get that sprue off first. Someone gifted me Flying Scots model, I'd be annoyed. If someone paid me to take it, I would still be annoyed. When I get into it, so it won't fit to my colour-coded... Our organisation, Harry. Yes. James, if you go onto my Twitter, it is not very far back that you will find Remembrance, because that, I think that was the last major project I did, actually, was Remembrance. And it was finished just in time for Remembrance Day last year, which was, I mean, the point of it, to have it finished for Remembrance Day 2018 as the 100-year anniversary. So yes, it is documented on my Twitter, and in fact it's documented on the RM web thread for Oak Hill as well. But yeah, go back through my Twitter, it won't take you long to find it. It's still awaiting its permanent transfers. I am choosing not to name the company that is supposed to be supplying them back last October. I do like the Brighton Ball to have to feature that running on a video. Yes, definitely. It's a wonderful loco. I will definitely feature it on a video and do some running with it. But not until it gets its permanent transfers. Because the ones it's got really do not look great at the moment. I absolutely love them as well. I like big tank engines. There's just something impressive about them. So the L fits the bill perfectly. They don't come much bigger and more impressive. Would you believe it doesn't fit inside where it's meant to? Are we all shocked, boys and girls? Wow, so recently that I had a 45. Yeah, there's just something impressive about big tank engines. I plan on getting the Golden Arrow J at some point as well. Which I will get 2 of that kit, so I can do the 1 and the 2. Gary, did you see if it was a complete kit or whether it was like the J class? Oh, the LTS tanks that he's doing. I believe he didn't have everything for them there. They're not actually finished yet. So I couldn't tell you. He didn't have, none of the castings were done or anything. So I couldn't tell you. Very non-shocked. Yeah, I want 2 of the J classes. Do both of them. This one really doesn't want to fit. I don't want to open the hole up too much because there's already enough filler needed as it is. Right, I think we've got it. I think we've got the hole exactly the size we want it for it to just sit there nicely. It's hard getting used to this glue being easy to get out the pot. People in the JE class is very demanding. If you go for it, mine's here to help if you say. I'm not surprised it's very demanding. But you know, there's Golden Arrow kits have issues. They always have. But if I can manage this, I'm sure I can manage one of them. Yeah, but it's okay, Alex. I knew what you meant. He had some of the Z kits there yesterday. I looked them over, but they're too modern for me. But yeah, they're nice. It's a very nice engine, the Z. There's not many 080s about. So guys, we have half an hour left. We've unfortunately not got to the motorisation that I was hoping to get to today. But this is the one I was after a second ago. We do basically have the kit complete now. I think by the time the half hour rolls round, we will have the body finished. Including the buffers finally getting put on the tender. And to think I spent the week worrying that I wouldn't get to the workbench in time and we would miss all this week because of the renovation. I'm very glad I did get here in time. It has been great hanging out with you all. 2 months still filling holes and fixing up. That doesn't surprise me with Golden Arrow kits. Yeah, even the sort of problems you see on the resin bodies, they're like, well, this is a brand new kit. I'd expect this if the toolings were getting a bit worn out. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Harry. There is always issues with Golden Arrow kits. But I am quite looking forward to doing my one of his kits on stream and everyone can see. He actually asked me to let him know when I'm doing that kit on stream. So I'm really hoping he's either going to turn up or watch it back later, or maybe even share it with people and say, look, here's one of my kits being built to his customers. Because let's be honest, that would be pretty awesome. Thank you guys, your comments are very much appreciated. I'm glad you have enjoyed the stream. As I say, it was about 25 minutes left now. I'm hoping that's a completely accurate time by the time it gets through to you. Buffers are on. Oh, okay. They sit over these. I'm gonna have to test fit that. There's some bits of body that fit, or some sides that fit on the chassis between these wheels. wanted one of his GT3s a while back. He had he had a couple of them there. He didn't have many of them because obviously I assume he doesn't sell as many. Especially now, there's definitely an RTR one coming out, and it's definitely not going to prove to be vaporware. Well, you know, the model railway equivalent of vaporware. There we go, that's on properly now, I think. Yeah. So guys, we have here the final sprue. Oh yes, the lead. I didn't have any of his leader kits there. Seriously, this is the reason these stay unopened. Is because they're so hard to open. You get one of these kits like, no, I never want to take that off. Look at how awkward it is. And you're right, it is awkward. It's way more effort than it should be. Yes, Alex. That's exactly why I think that way about the GT3, because of his sound business plan and background in making ready-to-run models. I nearly signed up for that on full sound. I really hope the reason you didn't sign up is because you read it. Because I mean, okay, yeah, he's got the magazines interested and stuff, but I could get the magazines interested if I wanted to. It's an RTR model. Magazines will take it. Good job you didn't hold this stink from the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Alex is right, it does, it stinks. Hydration is important. That he's got no experience, very little detail given away. He says he plans on it being out this year, but it's not even begun production yet. You know, it's not, the CAD's not even finished, and he says it's going to be out this year. I cannot take that at any form of value whatsoever. Anyone that knows how these things work knows they take years in production. He's already taking money off people. Just everything about it seems dodgy. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I'm wrong about, I would love to be wrong about that. It would be great if I was wrong. But I just can't see it happening. Right, so do you go above that bit then? No, you can't go above that bit, of course not, because that bit's the foot plate. Or the bottom of the foot plate. What we're saying here though is shock horror, it doesn't fit. Who is producing an RTR GT3? Someone you've never heard of and never will hear of, I reckon, Harry. I can't even remember. I mean, he's given his company a name now. That's a bit better than he did to start with, but I can't remember what it is. But I would be very surprised to see it ever actually happen. Oh yeah, and let's not forget when he first set up and first announced the project, and for months and months and months, his project only existed on Facebook. Yeah. Apparently it's a gas turbine locomotive. Right. So maybe the reason it didn't fit is because I'd done it wrong. That's a possibility here. It could have been my fault it didn't fit. Yeah, Luke, do. Email them. Tell them all about this project you're working on. Don't forget to set up a Facebook page first, though. Then they'll take you really seriously. Okay, yeah, I'll hold my hand up. It was my fault that part didn't fit. Because what I'd done was taken the one for the wrong side. It helps if you're using the right side. Yes, James Porsche matches down RTR GT3. That thing. Yeah, that thing, James. Harry, seriously, I don't think you're ever going to see this ready to run GT3. Not from this guy, at least. Everything about his project has seemed off. His timescale seems unrealistic. He's taking money already. Once I've put these in, I'm not going to be able to get the chassis back out, am I? No, so they're going to stay off for now. They're going to stay off until it's motorised. I'm glad I thought of that. What you guys can't see so these bits go in here between the wheel sets, and so they would have been holding the chassis in place, so they're going to stay off for now. Don't know, you should see the amazing CADs. I have not looked at the CADs he's posted, Alex. I'm not sure I want to. I know they say sarcasm doesn't work on the internet, but that bit of sarcasm there, that works on the internet. My God, look at that. It's a bit that fits. It's two bits that fit. I'm quite impressed by that, actually. Because I wouldn't expect these bits to fit on a good kit. Not this well, anyway. You know, the safety valves are currently holding themselves in place. But it says many years of my life drilling holes, I'll support it. Harry, you're going to lose your money. these kits, he's taking money off people, promising something that is never going to happen, and he's already taking the money. You can't. You have to pay a deposit now, and then there's 3 more lots of money. Do not support it, Harry. Oh, I'm seeing you put these nice comments about the safety valves after I've taken them out. But they fit, that's what matters. I'm just putting some glue on so they stay fitting. There we go, and now they're glued, and I'm quite happy to just leave them there to dry because they're holding themselves on so unbelievably well. Better than I would expect from a well-made kit. A well-designed kit, sorry. Making is of course the bit I do, not the bit that Mr. K's does. I have, well, yeah, what Alex said, I haven't even seen these CADs, but I don't need to see them to know they're bad. I mean, amazingly, you can tell he's no good at this running a business lark by the fact I haven't been banned from his Facebook page. Because I'd have banned me. Yeah, go check it out, Harry. Do. But please don't give him your money. So this bit has already snapped inside, just trying to get this blooming vacuum wrap off of it. And it's only the regulator, it's not like it's an important part or anything. Don't need one of them, do we? We'll just drive with the reverser on full steam all the time. I dropped it. Good about RTR Streamline B17, another logo not too many people have heard of, and it's a bit obsolete and won't sell. Good idea, Luke. No, didn't appear for me, Alex. Oh, I need to get some better pliers out to hold this. No, I've not actually got round. No, they're not holding it either. It's just that badly stuck in the vacuum wrap. No, I've not got round to looking at links and stuff in my chat and seeing if I can make them work. I will get round to it at some point. Just don't hold me on a time scale. I don't do American outline either, Harry. But he's right, at least you'll actually get the model with that one. And it's gone. Great. Guess I'll be making a new regulator handle. Look, here we go. I'll cut some of the sprue off the other side and use that. Good idea, Gary. Why didn't you think of that in the first place? Who knows? What's Facebook page called for the GT3? Who knows? Who knows, Luke? I would do something American, but that's another story. American. All these British people modelling American, you know, they're going to think they won the War of Independence at this rate. They didn't, did they? I just want to make sure. Oh wow, those ones don't even touch each other, that's terrible. No wonder they're not gripping. Shush, Christopher. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm quite happy with my London, Brighton and South Coast. Well, hey, we got it off. That's how long it takes to remove the packaging. Oh look, I've made a new regulator handle. How convenient. No, come back out. It fits too well. Yes, you heard me right. It fits too well. There we go. Regulator handle is in. Laughs in British. 5 minutes, guys. 3 bits to add. Smash that like button if you think we can get these 3 bits added in 5 minutes. Smash it twice if you don't think we can. And whilst you're at it, there's a subscribe button, there's a link to my Twitter. I wonder if I can make a link on here that makes you follow me on Twitter. That would be so cool if I can. I'm so going to find out. Feed my ego. Likes, subscribes and follows over on Twitter. The power of the sprue. Exactly. It looks great as a regulator handle. I'm really hoping that's focusing because I can't tell. There we go. It does the trick. Once that's painted, you'll never know. That goes that way round and almost fits. Almost. Not quite. The early B&O is pretty good, yes, I will admit it. Yes. but any ideas of actually modelling it are a long and distant memory. Even if I do already have an appropriate Norris logo. My one's in Prussian colours, and well, we've shown the Prussians what happens if they try and believe we've shown the Prussians what happens if they try and take land and stuff. Words, Gary's strong point. No, they're not. Cab sides. I'm not sure I can call it a cab, but hey ho, I am. We're gonna do it, guys. I saw a photo earlier later of a nice proper cabin. Interesting. I like my early Norris. It's the Bachmann Norris in Prussian State Railways, obviously. And that is the right way. Why aren't you going on? It doesn't want me to win. You're just not going to stay, are you? Let's put some more glue on. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it fell off again. Hello, Killian. Good to see you're still there. The Thunderbolt. I am so happy right now. It needs its front coupling add-in. It's got a couple of bits that need adding to the chassis, but not until after it is motorised. The rear steps need re-adding. And obviously the side rods need adding, but again, they are not going to happen until after it is motorised and I know that it runs. For one last time this evening, hydration is important, ladies and gentlemen. I make that 23.59. So we got that side, those three parts fitted on with 1 minute left to go. So I think you all need to go and smash that like button, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It has been great having you all here. You have been awesome once again. Thank you for all these great comments coming in. I am so happy right now. you know, as I keep saying, you guys are awesome. Thank you, and good night.